Today we're 8 weeks or 2 months into the garden. We planted this on the 31st of May and it is now the 2nd of August, so right around 8 weeks. Tomato plants, for the most part, are anywhere from 8 to 10 feet tall. And look at this basil, absolutely crazy. We've never had basil like this before. Timing, weather, irrigation, it's a combination of it all. So let's go through and show you some of the tomatoes that are really rocking it and some of the tomatoes that are real disappointing. Here we go. So this is the average height of our basil plants, a little over 2 feet. Amazing. And the quality of the basil plants is just beautiful. The taste, fantastic. The tomatoes are pretty abundant and they're not splitting this year. I think I'm just irrigating and the rain is just right. We're trying to moderate the amount of water to keep it even and steady. A lot of times tomatoes will split or go brown because of too much water at one time. So here's early girl. We still get some of these leaves we got to pull off. And that's pretty easy to do. Pretty abundant this year. This is a $3 plant. And this is our $6 plant, Cherokee Purple. You can see a little bit of breaking off there, and we're not getting yellowish leaves, we're getting gray dead leaves on this one. And all the tomatoes kind of look like they've been beaten up a little bit. Basil, we just take the tops off like this, sacrifice a couple leaves, and it keeps growing and growing and growing and bushing out on top. Last year it fell over, but this year they're pretty stalky and tall. I probably will, in a week or so, just take some yarn or cord and run it around here to the tomato cage to provide extra support so it doesn't fall over and break. This is Mr. Stripey. Very disappointing this year. By now you've probably had 4, 5, 6 tomatoes. We got tomatoes and they're small. Maybe this isn't Mr. Stripey. Maybe it was a plant that was mislabeled. But not getting a lot of production out of this guy. More like a big boy wannabe. It's only had a couple tomatoes on it and it's, again, very short. Probably 5 feet tall compared to its friends that are twice the size. These are black cherry tomatoes. They're very tasty. They're not as sweet as a typical cherry tomato, and they have this nice brownish color, but don't let that deceive you. They're full of flavor and great for pastas, sauces, just cutting them up, cutting them in half or quartering them, putting them on salads, put them with a little olive oil and basil, and you've got yourself a great meal over pasta or on a piece of crusty Italian bread. The super sweet's really producing a lot, and it's getting to the point where we can pick it from the deck, which is always nice and fun. These are grape hammy G's, and it has a tendency to be a little more scrawny, and we've got yellow running up the plant. Not as well a producer as the super sweet. Here's another super sweet. It gets a little more exposure throughout the end of the day because it's just probably 10 feet and in the front. You can see you probably need to tie this off because it's just coming over the top of the cage. This is the potted basil. Looks great. It's got a nice deep green color. Here is the same variety, again only 5 feet down, gets a slightly different amount of light, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes less. It's got a lighter yellowish green color, not bad, but it's still not the size of the one I planted the same day in a barrel just a short distance away. My Roma plants are doing great. They're putting out a whole bevy of tomatoes. We have a whole spectrum of green to red, which means they'll pace themselves and we won't have too much at one time. They'll just keep coming probably for another month, and if the weather holds, maybe into October. Thumbs up and comments, always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in home gardening, home repairs, designs of all kinds, making and breaking things, sports evaluations, I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe because you never know what you're going to see.